Hello everyone, this is your girl Tolu so welcome back to my channel. It's always an amazing time when I get in the kitchen sharing some of my wonderful amazing recipes with you. So today we are going local. This is a meal I so much enjoyed while I was growing up. When anytime I see a woman pass by with their big pot on their head, I'm always telling my grandma, you need to get me Ewa Aganyin and Hata. So I am taking you back to my childhood. This is Ewa Aganyin and Ewa Aganyin that I'm making for you guys today. It's not complicated at all. It's simple. It's just the process of actually cooking it. So without taking much time, let me introduce you to the ingredients we're gonna be using for this Ewa Aganyin. Over here on this part of the world, we have those dried chilies. You can see it's the dried sunball, it's the dried peppers. So we buy them like that, and all you have to do is you use some hot water to soak it. You want to make sure you soak it to the point that it becomes plump and soft and ready to go. So this is already soaked and ready to go. So I'm using 2 bags of this pepper soaked up in here. So that's the first thing that we're gonna use for the sauce that goes on the beans. And Ewa Aganyin is actually beans, but today I'm using the honey beans. I'm using the honey beans for my beans. So this is it right here. It's already been picked. I'm just gonna rinse it and cook it. So for the sauce, I said I'm using this dry pepper that has been soaked up. I'm also gonna use the red crushed pepper. So you put your red crushed pepper in a bowl with warm water and you let it soak up. So this is 1 cup of red crushed pepper that I'm using. Then just to jazz up this sauce, I'm gonna be putting in some bony herring fish. It's already soaked up. I'm gonna be putting in some crayfish. I already have it ready to go. And also I'm gonna be using in some homemade ginger and garlic paste. If you want to know how I achieve this, you can watch on my channel. I've done a video on this before. Also, for this particular recipe, we usually use a lot of palm oil. So I have my palm oil sitting in this measuring cup ready to go, and we're gonna use some onions both for the beans and also for the sauce. I'm gonna blend in an onions, and that's what I'm actually gonna start with when it's time for me to start the sauce. And I have in here salt and Maggi. That's it. That's the only seasoning that goes into it, is the salt and the Maggi, and this is gonna be so delicious. Guys, this is Tolu Cooks, and let the fun begin.
Tell me who you know, who plans better, that dream come true. Yeah. She not there disappoint.
I have the beans already washed and in the pressure. I'm gonna be using a pressure cooker because I want this to cook real fast and I want it to cook soft. So in the pressure pot, I'm gonna go ahead and add the onions that I already sliced up. And I'm gonna go ahead and add in some salt. We go ahead and put in some water. The way I like to do mine is I wanna make sure that the water covers up the beans. And I'm using warm water. I want the water to cover up the beans. And when it covers up the beans, I just put a little bit extra. You see that? If you look in here, you see the beans have enough room to swim around in there. You just mix it well. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. There we go. And I'll put this in the pressure cooker and I'm gonna let it cook for 30 minutes. Now I'm gonna get out my blender, and this is the pepper that I have already soaked up. So I'm gonna drop it in the blender and I'm gonna crush it up. have our onions to add. I'm using a whole bulb of onions. For my Ewa Aganyin, I always want it to be very, very flavorful. So I'm using the whole of the onions. So now I crush that down a little bit. Then I'm gonna go ahead, this is my pepper flakes that has been soaked up. I'm gonna go ahead and add that in. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my crayfish. I have my crayfish already cleaned, so I'm gonna go ahead and add it in. And you want to really be careful of not adding so much water. I'm just trying to use a little bit of water to rinse out the pepper flakes in. I'll go ahead and cover this up, and I'll keep blending. Now we have our pepper blended. Look at that. This is what we're going for. A paste like. You see that? Let's go to the stove and get this party rolling. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put the oil, and for this we use a lot of oil. So we're gonna put in the oil in the pot, and what I usually do is I reduce the heat so that I can bleach it out. And it's more of you want the color to go away from looking the red palm oil to looking very, very pale. So we're gonna go ahead and bleach these. I'll reduce the heat and bleach it for roughly about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna keep checking it. I do not want it to smoke up, so I'm gonna cover it up and reduce the heat. Now the oil has bleached enough for me. If you see that, it's all thinned out. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in my chopped up onions. Now you wanna be careful, you don't want it to splash on you. There we go. So we have the onions in there. Now we're gonna fry the onions until it becomes brown, not burnt. We want it to be brown, like caramel looking color. So at this point, this is not the time that you want to leave the stove and walk away, because you really do not want to burn your onions. So we're going to let the onions fry till it is caramel looking color. Our onions is already brown, not burnt. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my ginger and garlic paste. And add in my pepper paste. So at this point, we do not want to leave it alone. We're gonna keep on stirring it from time to time until we make sure that all the liquid is out of it. So I'm gonna let it start frying. I'm gonna cover it up, and I'm gonna keep on coming back to stir it. I will show you what it looks like in a little bit. So the sauce has been frying. You can see it's beginning to change in color. It's getting dark. We just want to keep stirring because we do not want it to burn. And at this time, we're gonna go ahead and season our sauce. A lot of the liquid is getting out of it, so I'm gonna use some bouillon. And I'm gonna use salt. At this time, I have my bony fish. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in. And we're gonna mix it well. And you do not have to use the bony fish to shower, it is optional. So if you like it, you put it. If you don't have to use it. Wow guys, it's been a journey with this ata Ewa going. It is finally ready. Can you see that? Look at this beauty. Let me turn on some light for you so you can see. It took a while to cook it down to this stage. You can look at that. It looks very, very brownish. It looks so dark. It doesn't look like when we started. And it has cooked down. There is no more water in this. So, and we have our beans in here. You know I use the pressure cooker for the beans. So, and this is done. The beans are cooked down and it's all mashed together. Look at that. So I'm gonna plate this so you can see what it looks like on the plate. I am really excited about the creation. This is a creation, guys, because this took a while. It took a lot of sitting, standing to get this ata Aganyin sauce to where we wanted to get to tonight. But guys, woo! Look at this beauty. My mouth is watering already. I don't even know how I'm managing to talk. It is a wonderful dish. This just takes me back to my childhood when I run after my grandma and I hear that woman coming saying, this is what she's talking about. This is what she's referring to. And it just warms my heart and my soul. And it makes me so happy to share this recipe with you guys today. It is Ewa Aganyin and ata ding ding. So please remember to do what? Hold on to your faith, love your family, and never let go of your wonderful, beautiful friends. This is the tree of life. It keeps us grounded. It keeps us going. And remember to subscribe, share, and like my videos. Encourage your girl now. I did try you. I'm bringing you all these fabulous dishes from Tolu Cooks. I love you. Mwah. She's not recording. She's turning it up You're not recording anything, so stop making your face. I think you're recording.